What's up, everyone? Baby Dragon 48 here, coming at you guys with a ban list video. Konami has finally released the long-awaited ban list, which we have all been waiting so anxiously for. But not to worry, guys, the wait is over. It is finally here. And just a heads up, I did already take a look at the list, so this is not a reaction video. I just wanted to go ahead and give you guys my thoughts on how I think Konami did. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So as we can see here, the list will be effective from September 14th, 2020, and the next update after this will be no earlier than December 15th, 2020. So let's go ahead and dive right into the banned cards. So the first banned card that we're going to see here is Block Dragon. This is a card that I'm very happy got banned, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are relieved got banned as well. Adamanticators were just too much of a strong deck, and they did need to get knocked down just a peg. Don't take anything away from Adamanticators. They're still going to be a really strong deck even without Block Dragon. So up next, we're going to see that our friend Jet Synchron is finally banned. Everyone knew that this was going to get banned sooner or later. Same reason why they preemptively hit Global because of Crystal Hockey Firebrax. This card was just being generically thrown into every single deck that could play Crystal Hockey Firebrax, and it was just being abused way too much. I'm a little bit sad just because I also did like using Jet Synchron, but I do understand why he had to go. So up next, we're going to go ahead and see that Mega Phantom Beast O-Line was also hit. This is one that I kind of saw coming, but at the same time I didn't, just because I figured that Konami would go ahead and hit one or the either. They would either hit the Jet or the O-Line, but not both. But as we can see, Konami came in as the Executioner and went ahead and just banned them both. They're like, we're done with this cards, we're fed up with them, banned. And I'm a little sad too, because I just got a holo upgrade in O-Line in the Battles of Legend, so I was barely able to use that, and he's gone already. But I do see why they were hit. They were being very overly abused, so this shouldn't be news to anyone. However, I do want to take a quick note into the Mermo fanbase, since I do play Mermos, and how we pretty much were playing a combo variant of this deck with Jet Synchron and O-Line. So it does hurt the deck in a way, but it doesn't kill the deck for any means. The only thing I feel we just have to revert back to our roots in a way and move away from playing as so heavy of a combo build. But we still have a good tuner that we can use in Fishborg Launcher, which we were using anyways before we started using these cards, and there's still really great water that we can go into with, like Trishula and the Adamanticator Risen Dragite. And I feel we're gonna also convert back to playing the Frog Engine again, even though most variants had moved away from it. So I think it's a very kind of refreshing thing and a good thing, just so we can go back to the former play style that we would play the deck. So yeah, so just leave me your opinions if you guys play Mermos, what you guys feel about these hits. And I believe that was all for the banned cards, unless I am wrong. I don't think anything else was banned. Okay, so yeah, so that is every card that was banned. So moving on to the limited cards, we're gonna see that Double Iris Magician is now no longer on the list. I'm not too familiar with why Double Iris Magician was hit, but if it was hit for a reason. Just because I didn't play during the Pendulum era, since I'm not a fan of that play style. But if you guys know why it was hit, just go ahead and leave a comment down below. But I guess this just means penned best deck. Alright, moving on. Okay, so right here we have the Phantom Knight of Rusty Bardic. So this is one that I'm really glad came off the list. I feel it was inadvertently hit a while ago, just because everyone was using it with was it Azothoth, I believe. So that's a reason why it was kind of hit, and it really hurt the Phantom Knight deck itself. So I'm really glad that Rusty is back, and I'm just intrigued on seeing how people are gonna use him now. Okay, so moving on, Called by the Grave. This was one that I was really confused got hit. Called by the Grave was one of the few cards that we still have that can help us counter the hand traps. And I don't know why Konami did this. I don't know if they did this to punish combo decks so we can won't have Called by the Grave to help us out. Or it could also be that Konami is just trying to force us to play triple Tactics Talents as a different form of out to hand traps. So not really sure why Konami did this. I'm fine with it either way though. Called by the Grave was like an iffy card to me. I liked it, but at the same time I didn't like it. But yeah, I just feel it being at 1 that people aren't going to really play it. This is a card that you kind of need to play at 3, because just having it at 1 is very inconsistent, and hoping that you top deck that Caught by the Grave for your plays. So I don't really think this is going to be played too much at 1. Okay, moving on next. Harpy's Feather Duster. So this is my favorite thing that Konami did with this list. I am super stoked that it is off the list. I can finally play my OG Harpy's Feather Duster from the video game. And overall, I'm just super stoked. Like, I don't even know what to say. Harpy's Feather Duster for the win. And I'm going to be playing this in all my decks if I can. Alright, so let's go ahead and continue. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and move on to the semi-limited cards, which you can see right here. We have Sir and Graf that were taken from 1 to 2. So this is really good for Burning Abyss players. Don't really know too much about the deck since I haven't played it, but I'm assuming that they're just going to get even better than what they are, because I know they aren't really like a top tier deck, but they're not like a rogue deck either. I feel like they're kind of in the middle. So maybe this is just going to go ahead and elevate their gameplay just a bit. Okay, and I still see Destiny Hero Malicious at 2. Very sad. I was really hoping that he would come back to 3, just because Konami seems like they alternate like every other list, that they take him off and put him back. So we can see he's still there. So sorry, Hero players, we don't have Malicious at 3 just yet. Okay, the other one we see right here is ABC Dragon Buster, which I'm very excited for too. I have never personally been a ABC player, but I do know kind of sucked that the ABC Dragon deck players never really got a chance to play with 2 Dragon Buster under the new Master Rule 5. So this goes ahead and gives you guys an opportunity to go ahead and do that. So I'm really happy for you guys that do like and play ABC. So another one of my favorite hits on here is Totally Awesome back to 2. This is one that was again inadvertently hit to 1. And I feel 2 is a good spot for Totally Awesome. I feel at 1 he was just really underwhelming, and 3 is too much. No one really summons 3 Toad anyways. So him being at 2 is very awesome, especially in my Mermail deck, since I'm going to go ahead and be playing the Frog Engine again. It just makes it a lot more viable, as opposed to before where I had just cut Toad because being at 1 it was just really weird. So I'm very excited for Toad being back at 2. And who knows, there is the frog support that could possibly win in the creative card. So maybe this is like a sign that frogs are going to win. Who knows? Alright, so moving on to the cards that are now no longer on the list. They are unlimited. So we can see here Machiora the Destructor. This isn't news to anyone. We all saw it coming, especially with its reprint in Rage of Ra. So it is finally off the list. Then we have Tour Guide from the Underworld. This is one that I'm very excited for as well. The only reason I am sad just a bit is because I only have 1 secret, never was able to complete my playset, and I don't have any of the beautiful ultimates, which I'm assuming are going to skyrocket in price after this. And I'm just very excited to see what people are going to do with Tour Guide. Is it still as viable as it was before? Are people not going to use it as much anymore? I know I'm going to go ahead and experiment with it and see what I can do with it, because I did love using this card back in the day. Alright, so then we see a Vigishki Goose Kraken off the list. And then we see a Panthesium of the Monarchs. And to round off our ban list, Sky Striker Mecha Widow Anchor to 3. This was probably my least favorite hit of the entire list. I hate Sky Strikers with a passion. I was never a fan of that deck. And it just feels... I don't know how Konami feels about this deck, because they hit it, then they bring cards back, and vice versa. But I felt this deck already reigned for a long time. They topped and have won several events, and I just do not feel that they need to get any more help. They already had their time to shine. Like, let some other decks go ahead and do their thing. So I'm very upset that Widow Anchor is back at 3. I already know people are going to go ahead and start abusing this card, but it is what it is. Overall, I feel the list was a really good list. A big fan of a lot of the things they did. Like I said, my favorite being the Harpy's Feather Duster. So yeah, guys, just go ahead and let me know what your thoughts are on the list. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this list. If you guys feel Konami did a great job on it. Are you guys excited for this format? I know I'm super pumped. that the ban list is finally here. You guys can go ahead and go buy out everything that you guys were planning on buying out now without a fear. And yeah, guys, go ahead and leave a big thumbs up down below if you enjoyed the video. And last but not least, guys, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. By you guys subscribing to me, it lets me know that I'm doing a great job at bringing you guys amazing Yu-Gi-Oh content. That's all I have for you guys today. Baby Dragon 48 out.